Don't see many half-orcs living that bard life.
Yeah. Sometimes tusks get in the way of the tunes, but you know, you got other things you can make up for it.
Oh, don't I know?
He claps you on the back. He said, "All right." Um,
I'm gonna slam my beer and get out of here.
he said, "So the plan is to get out of here, or is the plan to kill these people?"
I'm good for either, to be fair.
I think we should get out of here and talk.
Which people are we gonna kill?
Which people aren't we going to kill?
I mean, hopefully not everyone. Huh? Like the
Those guys have the shit we need, right?
They do.
So, I mean, maybe don't have it on them, so that's something to consider.
He is actively trying to get you away from them for an unknown reason.
Right. I'm not so trusting of this guy, but I'll leave it to Carol as he's my buddy and can make that decision. We'll follow him.
Well, that's why I wanted
Ardos,
all of you to come with. There's no way I was going to go by myself with them.
We
Ardos
got
said,
your back.
we're on kind of a tight schedule. We'd be happy to help our friend Kirill if you guys want to go and go with you guys. But we do need to take care of you things. We're leaving town pretty quickly. We're trying to procure a couple items before we leave. Where are you taking us? If you can help us, I'd be happy to.
We're just getting out of this bar, the immediate vicinity. That's pretty much it.
Are we in danger?
I don't know. Not right now. But the more we sit here talking, the more that becomes a potential.
Okay. Lead the way, Kirill. And our friend Dr. Dranzel.
So Dranzel drinks the rest of his beer, slams the mug down, walks around to his friends at the table, pats them all on the head, duck, duck, goose style, and then he walks out. And all of them follow suit.
Yeah, I guess we're following too. Let's go.
I want to fall in behind whoever the last bard is that's following Dr. Dranzel, and then the rest of the party behind.
All right. So you all step outside, and there's a couple, 3 different bards that are there. More or less just kind of, kind of standard bard fare, kind of poofy sleeves and, what you would kind of expect. Kind of in the same color scheme as Dranzel, a little bit of purples and greens. But human, 3 human males, and they all just head outside. You head behind the third one in line, and the rest of you all follow suit. So Dranzel walks outside, acting pretty jovial. Just greeting everybody in the street as he goes, making as much of a scene as he can as he walks out, it seems. And then walks down a couple blocks, and then leans up against the side of a building and kind of sidles his way into the adjacent alleyway until he's out of sight. The 3 bards follow at necessarily a distance, but they're as jovial. Basically just sensory overload for the people in the street that they're around, and people kind of recognize, okay, that's what these guys are, and they just kind of go about their day. Like, if you draw enough attention to yourself, you don't get any attention at all, type of a thing.
Okay.
Do we notice that anybody followed us out or is kind of coming behind us?
I mean, this is you probably walk about 4 or 5 blocks down. You're not 100% with them. They kind of bolted out ahead of you, so they're about half a block ahead of you. By the time you take a quick look around, you're probably about 2 blocks or 2 blocks away from the tavern. Go ahead and roll a perception check.
Mm.
You want to roll that?
Is that going to be a group perception check? Because we're all.
Yeah, I'm leaving.
Just somebody can help him if they want to help, but not a group one.
How about that?
I will help.
Somebody's going to need to help him, or he gets advantage.
Pretty
Oh,
solid.
There you go. Much
Thank
better.
you, sir.
Much better.
Dice
Gee,
time.
fuck.
Change.
You do not see anybody following you. You're pretty certain. You kind of kept your eye. You're keeping track of the troop and kind of keeping watch. You got eyes in the back of your head. Kind of like you keep looking around, trying to see the tattoo on the back of your head, but you're just instinctively looking behind you as well. And you don't see anybody.
So you said we're about a half block behind the very last bard that we're following?
Right. Dranzel was probably about a block and a half ahead of you. So you saw him duck into a dark alleyway. And then you're about a half block behind the other 3 bards.
So I whispered to whoever's directly behind me, I was like, be ready for anything.
Well, I'm ready. I'm ready. Let's do it.
And I say pass it on so that the whole party knows that that I'm feeling kind of off about this.
Fair.
So we continue on.
All right. So you play a game of telephone all the way back, and by the end of it, Zal is told we kill everyone.
Nice.
Son of a bitch! I knew Braga was gonna do that.
And I roll.
I mean, I
something
might have
then?
adjusted the message slightly. So, slight adjustment in the message.
Everyone dies.
I don't know what you're doing, but I'm killing.
Just kidding. So you follow them into the alleyway?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So you follow them into the alleyway, and there's nobody there. You see nobody in that alley. And you look down, you look around, and suddenly you hear, and Drancel's hand reaches out and puts it on your shoulder, and you see he is behind a door, opening into a darkened room. He says, "Get in here, quick."
All right. And I swing the door open. And my intention here is to make sure that no one closes the door behind me. So, like, I'm holding it for the next person to come through so that I'm not separated from my party. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you like waiter style waiting for us?
No, I am like, I'm holding the door for the next person who's holding the door for the next person who's holding the door
Okay,
for the next
so you're not
person
like
to make sure that we're not getting separated.
you're not maitre d style.
Yeah.
No,
Okay. So you'll
not this
ultimately file into what looks to be like a darker warehouse style place. And you don't really recognize the place. You've never been here. Haven't been to this part of town before. This spent this much time, but just seems to be standard kind of a storage area, and crates and things piled up. And you see the 3 bards kind of leaning up against various crates, sitting down. One of them has a dagger they're picking their teeth with over the corner. And Dranzel says, "So what exactly do you have with the Clasp? What business do you have with them being a Grinner?" He's looking directly at you, Carol.
So, there's not much I know about this Grinner situation, but we have the class are acquaintances. We're neither here nor there with them, enemies nor friends, which is pretty much how the class operates from what we understand. Um, the tattoo, um, I'm not really sure how I became a part of this group, as you probably can already tell. But I've lived several lives. Um,
Interesting.
and
So you really don't know where that tattoo came from. Huh.
yeah, I
Interesting.
mean, I could. It's a surprise to me that it's even there.
Huh. Well, that could explain some things. But, so what then, take the Grinner thing aside, what's your business with the clasp?
We don't have any business necessarily right now. We're actually just seeking something, and we thought that the class, since we had worked with them before, might be able to provide.
You got chuckles. Worked with them before, eh? Okay. Huh. Interesting. Well, I personally would not be messing with any of the clasp whatsoever. If you've already gotten business with them and they haven't touched base with you again, I'd leave.
Well, you
That's my
see,
opinion.
we had business with them, and then we left this area, and we haven't been back
Good.
since.
Good.
They
Good.
have something we need, so we
As
got to
the
get it
clasp
somehow.
often does. What is it?
I'm not sure we're sharing that necessarily at this point, but
Let me take back over.
you're welcome.
Like, uh, so that just I don't know why I'd need to share this business with you unless you're. What is your angle here?
Well, I come across a fellow Grinner who has no idea of who he is, and he's about to get in bed with a pretty seedy group. I kind of want to keep a lookout, but end of the day, if you want to go about your business, you go about your business.
Okay. Well, I don't want to shut this whole conversation down, but obviously you know more about my tattoo than I do and the group. Maybe you could explain that to me, as I've had long hair, pretty much my whole life, and I'm not in the habit of looking at the back of my head.
Most people aren't. So, the Grinners, and he takes off his hat and turns around and kind of tosses his hair back and shows you the same tattoo on the back of his neck. The Golden Grin is a group of individuals who try to embrace the happier times in life. In dark times, entertainment, good cheer, they're just as vital as resistance. And back in the day, there was a band of happy individuals, bards, whatever you want to call them, dancers, storytellers, what have you, united under this banner of a Golden Grin to rise against some unsavory leaders, politicians, whatever. And they traveled across the countryside to provide entertainment and escapism and really just a place for people to let out their biggest issues. All the while sowing a little bit of seeds of discontent and rebellion and heroism and all their tales to try and fight back against those that are a little less than good. So it's been ever present, using song, using dance, using storytelling to sow the seeds of discontent a little bit against what's going on in the world. So we kind of fight the good fight a little bit while having a lot of fun ourselves. Now, does that make us good people? Not necessarily, but we tend to think that we're better than the people that are trying to step on the downtrodden. So,
No coincidence that I must be aligned with you then, as this is my philosophy in life.
well, what's interesting is the fact that you don't remember that you're a Grinner. And, I mean, we're not exactly a well-connected troop or anything like that. You kind of become one. You're a vagrant. You wander around. Like, we're not exactly a group of people that have a leader or anything like that we follow a central, other than our central theme, our central concept of just having fun and fighting against the bad people in the world. But we do have stories, and tales get passed down, and coming across you, there is an interesting story that comes to mind of a certain half elf. No name provided, nothing like that. But got a little drunk and took a wager amongst another member of the Grinners, also slightly inebriated, to break into a local, less than great individual's house and find the most unique object they could and steal it. And that person was never heard from again. It happened to be in Amman, and I don't know, we tell stories all the time, but stories about ourselves don't really get told all that often. You don't tend to battle, we don't tend to do anything, but the stories we make up, stories we tell are oftentimes meant for that specific location. We don't really talk about ourselves all the time. So when you hear a story about a Grinner, and you meet another Grinner that has no idea they are, you start putting things together.
No need to speak coy. Come forth and tell me what it is you exactly think.
I mean, there's a bit of truth to every story, right? So maybe you're this person. Maybe you're not. Maybe it just happens to be a legend that people like to tell, to try and tell people to, rise up against those people that think money buy everything. Money's the root of all evil.
Ardos interjects just a second. What did they steal?
I don't know. Never saw them again.
So we're not sure if they stole anything.
Don't know. All I know is that he got drunk, decided to go into this old codger's house. I never heard from him again.
So you're telling me that with this group that I'm part of, there was a half elf, and did you only have one half elf in this group? I just don't see how. I feel like that you're making accusations at me.
We have plenty of half elves. I don't know. The Grinners are a broad organization. Like I said, I use the word organization very loosely. But we're a group. We've been around for hundreds of years. And you find yourself in the Grinners. You know why you're here. And you do good things. The fact that you have the mark, the tattoo that we get after we've decided to pursue this path, I guess. For you to have that and not know that you even had it, I don't know. The story might have some truth to it. But again, hell, it might just be a story. Who knows?
What about your story? Why are you
My
here?
story. My story. I just like playing music in Amman. There's a lot of money.
You seem to know a lot about the Kloffs, though.
Yeah. They tend to be not the most pleasant of individuals. They're not the worst, but they kind of do things much more underhandedly than we do. We tend to just tell stories and let people make their own decisions based on the stories that we tell. They tend to tip the scales, put their finger on the scale so they can tip it in their favor to make sure that they happen it however they can. So, similar end result, faster, seedier timeline. So, sometimes it's good to keep an eye out for them. Make sure they're not tipping those scales too much in one side and not tipping them in the other way some other times.
I gotcha.
But
Well-
those two in there that you're trying to chase after, they're bad news. That's why we were in there specifically. Try and keep tabs on them. They've gotten into some seedy things, and so it's best to watch out for those two.
Well, we are in search of a certain element that can only be obtained through the black market. If if you wish to hear more, then we can certainly discuss that.
Well,
But if this isn't your cup of tea, then it sounds like you're kind of against the progress that we were possibly going for.
I don't really have a cup of tea. I'm more or less just making sure that a fellow grinner is all right. That's pretty much it. I felt like you were about to walk into something without knowing the full extent of it, and we were ready to come to your aid, if need
Well,
be.
I appreciate that.
But we have no connection to the black market, obviously. I walk around. I have a pack on my back that's larger than me when I travel, so I'm not exactly a vendor in the black market whatsoever. So I'm not going to be of any help. I don't know what the heck you guys are talking about, but all I know, you're a grinner, and you don't know how, and you're about to get in bed with some seedy folks. So, heads up.
I appreciate the concern. We are looking for brimstone.
That's what we need.
And what is
Is
brimstone?
this something that you know anything about?
Nope. Does it clean up a mess? It's what it sounds like.
No, it's for levitating an airship, actually. Based on what you've told us, I feel like it's fair enough to tell you what brimstone is, or what little we know about it. I'm not gonna lie. It's how airships function, and that's our ticket out of here is for the brimstone, so we can leave.
And these guys have it?
Theoretically.
And that's the only way you're going to get it?
As far as we know.
Have you tried fucking with their minds?
I mean, we were getting to it, but we got interrupted at the bar.
What do you mean
I guess-
fucking with their minds? Can you elaborate? Oh, you mean minds?
mean-
as in, like,
As in
Im-
charming them, as in sorcery, as in, you know,
Check.
fucking with their minds.
Check.
Yeah, like we said, we're getting to that. We hadn't gotten to it yet.
Okay.
But,
Okay.
you know, good ideas, though.
It's a nice
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I heard the check, don't worry.
Alright, I'm gonna have to disconnect and reconnect to Discord, guys, because I can't hear anybody.
Sorry, buddy.
Bummer. We can hear you.
Yeah, we
Yep.
can hear you. You are a little quiet though.
He can't hear anything we're saying, so bye
This
bye.
is true.
Yeah, I can't hear you guys though. So just
No worries, man.
I've run
What you gotta
across
do?
this before. Let me just close Discord and reopen it.
How long have you been in Amman? Yeah, you might as well wait.
Yeah, I think we need to wait.
Hero.
I mean, no more
We need
conversation
Kirill to be able
until
to hear.
Hero comes back.
Here are.
Now I can hear.
I'm
Wrecked
how
him,
much
damn near
trouble would
killed
be-
Can you hear?
How much trouble would it be if we just killed this guy?
Yeah,
I don't think we want
that
to.
was, that was
No, I
odd.
don't think we do either.
Did you hear like the last thing that I was saying? I was speaking and then hello.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was Bert. Bert just signed off and back on.
And I was saying we need Brimstone. Is this something that you can find for us?
Okay.
That was the last thing that I said, and I didn't hear anything after that.
He said he doesn't know anything about Brimstone.
He's got no idea about Brimstone.
Can we? Is there any way we could tell if he's lying?
I mean, you could do an insight check. Like
I will.
the one of the more useful checks that this group tends to never do.
I will. I want to know if he is lying.
Do an insight check, please.
Braga believes him. He's leaving.
I am the person. Well, not exactly.
Crap insight.
Roger punches the distrust out of Ardos' face.
Oh,
That's coming.
well,
It's.
I thought that was a 1. That's not bad.
I thought that was a 1 too.
Yeah,
Oh,
so did I.
I mean, it's not great,
Um,
but it's not bad.
I mean, he
It's
doesn't.
not a 1.
It's not a 1. It is a 7. I mean, he seems like he's telling the truth. I mean, you don't really know this guy. He's an entertainer, a charlatan, more than likely. But he hasn't really given you a reason to distrust him at all.
Okay.
So he says, "Well, if this is the only avenue you got for that, my recommendation is try to not fight them. Try to get what you need legitimately as you can, and try to not set them off, because there are members of the Clasp, and the Clasp is everywhere. So, just be careful."
All right. Is there anything more that you can share with me about my tattoo?
I mean, the Grinners are a pretty loose band of entertainers. It's more or less just a group that likes to go around and do our own little song and dance to fuck with people's minds, and try and bring the upper class down a peg or two. So there's not really much to tell other than you've joined. That tattoo tells me something about it. Something happened to your memory, so you don't remember. So, listen. Here's what I'm going to do. I don't normally give names out of other Grinners, but the other individual, I've never met the individual before, but the name Van Kendrell is the other Grinner's name from the legend. The one who initially put this individual on a path. So, if you wish to find them, if they even exist, maybe they have more information for you personally. As for the Grinners, we're going to be around. Anytime you see a bard, now that you know who we are, give them a wink and a nod because they may know. They may do the same thing back to you.
How would how would how would we be able to find them? Say we're not in.
Yeah, is this something that I need to keep looking at people's necks for? Like, Brian, can you be like really precise and descriptive about where exactly the tattoo is? Is it like on my neck? Is it like
It is like
under my hair?
Yeah, your hair covers it up. So it is pretty much at the base of where the hair begins. So it's like where the hair is at the base of the neck. It is hidden behind your hair. You basically have to shave that off, do the tattoo, and your hair would grow over it.
It'd be the nape of your neck.
There you go.
Is it the
That
nape?
is the word I could not come up with.
Isn't it the back? It's not the back. Like,
So the back of your
It's like
neck,
the-
where the
nape.
hair and where the hair ends and the skin
Okay.
begins,
so
basically.
the nape is in the
What if-
front.
What if your
So-
hair doesn't
Oh,
stop?
No, it's not. You're a fucking
That's in
moron.
the back.
It's your mom's back.
Yeah, what if your hair doesn't stop growing and it just keeps going down your shoulders? Where is it then? Still
On
the
your
same place?
skin at the
The
back
nape
of
of
your
your
head.
neck.
If you have
Yeah.
a lot of hair on your back and neck, that
No,
connects-
but I'm just trying to be politically correct against for those that might have more hair than other people. So
I do. That's for sure.
It's not about where your hair stops. It's where your head and neck meet.
What?
Nape.
My nape's like at my knees, like back of my knees. That's where the hair stops.
Yeah. So all right. So thank you, Ryan.
Did that clear it up? Like I don't feel like it didn't.
You got it.
It did. There was some fuckery going on there.
Sorry about that.
Maybe your neck is the back of your neck if you have a ponytail.
Yeah, I know, but I just had to play
There's
with it.
there's a lot of explaining going on right now. I think anybody that had any question about it is super clear based off of the Discord chat.
So
See where the touch here button is that Burke just gave you? It's above that in that section of hair.
Oh.
Thank you, Bert,
So-
for the
so you're not-
visual reference.
That's what I do.
So you're not getting off by the tattoo is what I'm trying to tell you when you got it. But
that was
maybe the
image
person
that I
touched you
said
there,
Not to share.
made you feel real
That
good
doesn't-
later on.
Well, I'd say we shake these gentlemen's and perhaps lady hand and be on our merry way. I don't know. What do you guys think?
We shake their hands, and of course, I say thank you for your concern. It's good to know that I have a group watching out for my best interests, I suppose, other than my current group. Is there anything that you need from us?
Nope. Not at all.
This is just a courtesy.
Are you guys an international?
We're
organization?
everywhere. Not us, of course, the four of us, but grinners are everywhere. Like I said, you see a troop of bards, you're probably going to run into a grinner at some point in time.
If they know, either they know it or not.
Aha.
Ardos gives
Here's your little wink and a finger gun. Big grin.
Mega pint.
It's the highest compliment you can receive. Well done.
Oh.
Let's go.
All right.
Bards
Best of
and
luck.
warlocks aren't always the greatest of friends.
Thank you. I don't. Out of character. Burke, do you think we should give him some money maybe for being helpful? Like give him a tip? I don't understand how.
Do we have like
Yeah.
some better gift other than money? Because gift money is,
Why don't
I mean,
we tell-
I would rather not have them like on our ass. Maybe just appease them. Like, thanks for the info. I don't
like
want to be.
they owe us or something.
Why don't we tell them what we're
Well,
doing?
yeah, them. Yeah.
Why don't
we
we
already told
read them in and ask them if literally what we're doing? Why don't we ask them if they want to join us?
I mean, they seem like they have their own thing going.
Yeah.
So
They-
but this
they-
is a much
they-
larger thing with the the Underdark and everything.
So
Maybe they
here's the
know.
thing about bards that if you have one in your group, you're lucky because they're not a very loose kind of class. Like they're pretty much like chaotic neutral, and they could go either way. So to ask them to like join us, I imagine would be like asking, a bunch of flaky like 19-year-olds to like help build a house.
Well,
it's
Ardos doesn't
not
know
gonna
this,
happen.
and Ardos says, based on his main interactions with the Bard, aka you, Ardos says, "Do you guys want to come with us? We're headed to some hairy areas. We could use all the hands we need. All hands on deck. If you guys are what it sounds like you are with the Grinners, you guys down for an adventure?" Brian?
I was on mute saying no 3 times.
Oh.
No, fuck off.
Can you tell me it again in his reaction?
No. No. No.
Like you
Okay.
got cut off like in the middle of speaking. No, and then
Yeah.
again, no.
Oh.
Yeah.
And
Alright,
then again.
Figured I'd ask. Can always use a good. Our bard friend has been very, very helpful in a pinch, and can never have too few friends.
Burke. Still haven't gotten the answer from you.
Haven't heard
Apparently-
Burke's voice.
Apparently, we can't hear you.
Nobody
Yeah.
can.
I mean,
You
it's,
said
it's,
you were
it's,
not
it's
listening.
honestly hard to talk
There he is.
when you
is.
just keep constantly getting interrupted. So yeah, I will hand you 10 gold to say that thank you for your help and we appreciate your time.
And
So I give him 10 gold and I say thank you for the heads up and appreciate you looking out for me. And if there's anything or any service that we can be to you in the future, please do not hesitate to ask upon us. I consider you allies and friends.
Dranzel takes the gold and said, "Well, I appreciate it. I hope we've set you on a path to remembrance, maybe? Not sure, but if our paths cross again, know that we'll pay it back in kind." He takes the gold, pops it in his pocket, and he turns around as he heads to the door, and the other 3 bards walk with him. "Give us a few minutes before you please leave this place. Thank you. We'll see you later." And he walks out. The other 3 walk out, and you hear silence as the door closes, and you hear them walk. And it's a little muffled once the door shuts, but you hear them walking away. And then as they come out of the alleyway, they begin playing their music and being raucous again. You can hear that, not crazy audibly, but just enough. Okay, yeah, they're back at it again.
Probably missing a tambourinist.
They had a tambourinist with them, but they were not as dedicated.
I will fight him.
They were not as dedicated to the craft as you are.
All right, I'll let him go.
More of a jack of all trades, master of none. Certainly not a master of the tambourine.
Okay. All right, cool. Just as long as he's not a threat to me and my tambourine. All right, so I guess back to where we came from.
Does that mean maybe we should re-strategize? Does anyone have the weird mind stuff to do?
What kind of mind stuff?
I don't
Oh,
have any
magic?
mind-
Did you guys
mind
actually have a conversation
charm
about some
person.
sort of mind or control thing when I couldn't hear you?
Mm-mm. Not really.
Yeah, the doctor.
I couldn't tell if Brian was being sarcastic or not.
Mm,
I was not. That was genuinely what Dransel would do. Like, you don't know this about him, but he's much more of the charmer type person, try to get over on people. Like the vibe is very much of a influencer type of a thing through magic, if possible. So that's where he was coming from.
Even to the point that we might not have been known that we were being influenced.
I
You guys-
can't be influenced. I can't.
So,
That's part of my thing. It's
Oh.
just an automatic thing with me. I can't be influenced.
Really?
what about influencing others? Any spells you guys have for that shit?
Well, you could
I don't
influence
have
the rest
charm
of you,
person,
I guess. I don't know, but
or beguiling influence or anything like that. Haven't added it to my repertoire yet.
Got it.
So who's our charmers? Obviously, Kirill. And,
What you talking about? The Vondel.
I mean, not Vondel.
I am
Yep.
the charmer of charmers.
Let's see, +0, I assume, and charisma.
No.
I'm negative
So
2 in
much-
charisma, so
Oh,
Two.
good.
I am the
Never mind. You're
perfect
worse than I
Sir,
realized.
person
Talking
to persuade.
about charm person and beguiling influence. These are actual spells that have not. They focus on wisdom scores. Like it's not really about charisma. It's,
the counter charm feature. At
Yeah,
6th level,
so-
you gain the ability to use musical notes. Oh, I didn't use words of power to disrupt the mind influence. Wow, so never mind.
Huh.
'Cause,
wait, what? Come again?
Disadvantage.
He's reading through one of his things.
Benefit. There's so many with being a bard. It's fucking nuts. No
Great.
action required. Gain ability.
You know it's not nuts. If you're listening to this on Rewind, you can always like and subscribe. Thank you.
Gonna punch you.
To all of his followers.
I had
love
to do
it.
it. It was just funny.
The 7. And that's being generous.
I don't even know if I have 7 followers. I don't even care. It's just
I know.
funny.
You
Um,
hit that like button and subscribe.
Hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you guys.
Smash that subscribe button.
it is an action, fellas. So we could.
Oh,
all
okay.
All right. So
Hmm.
now that this has come about, then I just want to shake my tambourine a little bit.
Tambourine chick.
Tambourine has effectively been shuck.
And that should, if I use that and focus to disrupt mind influencing effects, that should be sufficient. But it also lists this as in we're an initiative.
Okay, so not gonna do a lot of mind weird stuff. So just
Yeah. So we still feel the same way about these people.
I mean, we don't really have many options. We just
Yeah, know their leads, right?
yeah, gotta make sure Frogger doesn't smack someone accidentally.
I have charm. Okay.
hmm
I added it in my last level up, so. He's not very comfortable using his newfound skill, but, we'll give it a shot.
Oh,
But, I mean, I'll always defer to our primary charmer and dancer and tambourinist, if ever possible, so.
I don't have any like charm spells. That's something that I never.
Yeah, I know, but if we're gonna convince them to do something using charisma, I think you probably have the highest.
Yeah, skills. Yeah, I definitely do. But that is the reason why I don't have any like charm spells.
Well, it's either that or we gotta buy it from them, right?
Or intimidate
I had
them.
chosen
with our-
not to have charm spells.
That's
We
fair.
could intimidate them.
Well, that's another thing for Roger.
I'm pretty sure
Intimidation is-
someone who is in charge of
You got a
us,
plus
we can-
6 in intimidation, so.
Yeah. This is gonna take a leadership decision. So
I definitely think that we gotta be more on the smart side and the, we're not gonna. Okay, so Braga wants to fight, but that's not what we should do at all. We should be we should try to bargain with these folks for what we need, I guess, and see where that takes us first, maybe.
I think that's what we're down to.
All right.
Hammer.
But
Dan.
Yeah.
So we all in agreement?
Oh, yeah.
We need the broomstone, so any means
let's go.
necessary at
All
this
right.
point.
Giddy up.
All right, so you're all heading back.
Back into the
Indeed.
bar.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean,
Heading
I feel
back, baby.
I feel a little shook. Like, why did this encounter happen? Like, this has got to be. There's something with this that we're just not seeing or knowing. So,
Could be.
Kirill feels a little cautious.
I mean, we got work to do with your figuring out your life, man. But we'll get the
Well,
brimstone first.
Kirill's never known anybody to really go out of their way because he's not a person that would necessarily go out of his way to warn anybody about anything, except if it was,
Ah,
his immediate group, his companions.
so
Not
you think there might
he
be a
he doesn't understand like fraternity.
hidden
He doesn't
motive,
get that.
perhaps? Yeah, I get that.
Yeah, he's still really taken aback by the fact that he has a tattoo on his neck and he's part of this group.
Would you like someone else to lead, or do you want to lead in the negotiation?
Oh no, I will. I'm just telling you that that's how Kirill is feeling right now.
While
I
you
mean,
while
I
you're
can.
thinking about this, make a history check, Carol.
Will that give him history?
He
What
might
is
have got it.
history?
He might have got it.
Oh, gee.
Might have
What do you
got
wanna
it with
know
a
about?
nat 20.
Coop
I think he's
Brown
getting
is
all
already
the
good.
history. All the
He's seeing the
history.
history of
As
various,
much history as possible in him.
yeah, as much history as
I've
possible.
seen civilizations come,
Um,
civilizations go.
So with that, that name is very familiar.
The Van Kendrell name?
Yep. Very familiar. You can't place your finger on it, even with a nat 20, but you recognize that name. And that is the earworm that you can't get rid of. Van Kendrell.
I share with my team. I'm like, Van Kendrell. I've heard that before. I know it from somewhere. I just can't place it of when and where. But I
Kirill.
know.
Does it
I
ring
know
any
this
bells
name.
for Ardos?
No.
Kirill, could this really be you? Like, could you be a legend that people are telling stories about?
I mean, you're
don't-
pretty tough, dude. And
Not
you know.
me. I don't know. I'm just never really considered myself to be a hero. I've always selfishly looked after myself.
Yeah, but you were like saving the world right now, and you're with us, so you must be
Sure, you're
doing something
pretty-
good.
Well,
Pretty
that's
important.
because it's fun.
I don't deny that Brocker's
It
all
is.
for what he considers fun, and that's
It
a
is
lot of
fun.
fights.
The moment you fuckers aren't fun, I'm out.
I would like to sit down
Pretty
and eat some
much.
cheese. Please let me roll cutting for cheese.
So yeah. Kirill is kind of like battling this in his head, and he's like, "Is this me?" And starts to really question his whole past and tries to make sense of it all, but has a hard time accepting the fact that he's always been kind of a loner and for himself, and that if there was any way that any of this could be true, that it was just by happenstance, and that he was looking after himself and something good came out of it for other people.
But you don't remember everything in your past, right?
No, I mean, I don't remember my parents. I just, figured that I was orphaned into the streets, and I don't really remember being a kid or anything. It's just, living in Oman on the streets.
Uh,
Do you have amnesia?
Perhaps.
All right, dude. We'll help you find your past if you want to. So we'll just see where it takes us, eh?
Yeah. Kirill's very interested in that, and he's very conflicted. You guys have never seen him like this before. He's usually pretty like full of himself and confident, and he's just kind of like taken aback.
Well,
Ardos asked Kirill, "Hey, can I look at the tattoo? I can give you a good description of what it looks like."
actually, you can't.
Sure.
Alright.
'Cause
Ardos
the DM can do that.
walks
Yeah,
over.
I gave it to it last time, but
And
it's
then-
I will take the exact picture and put it in the Discord.
Yeah, Ardos goes over and
Cool.
moves Kirill's copious amounts of luscious hair, and he realizes, holy shit, how is your hair so soft?
Don't
What-
be kissing the back of Kirill's neck.
What,
It's
what do
not
you do with
appropriate.
it? Ardos is just aghast at how soft Kirill's hair is, because like we don't shower all that often.
Tambourine.
Tambourine shower.
It's
Yep.
I'm
It
shocked.
sends really positive vibrations through your body and therefore through your
Damn.
hair.
Good
This
vibration.
is amazing.
Yeah.
Resplendent.
Yeah,
Let's-
tambourine is.
Oh, nice.
is,
It's like a one boob.
Yeah. Kind of looks like I don't know, has like a bull toro Stargate looking thing.
To me, it looks like a Cyclops with a goatee smiling.
yeah, kind of.
And a mustache.
How big is this tattoo?
Big
Definitely
handlebar
a very
mustache.
large nippled breast.
We know where it's at, but if it's
Like
like
a genie
in this
cyclone.
diamond form,
There you go. Yep.
Yeah, it doesn't have the diamond on it. It's just those three little symbols: the circle, the grin, and the goatee.
a fairly small one.
Does Kirill have a goatee currently?
Does Kirill have a goatee currently?
Yeah.
He has a full beard.
All right. That's fair.
He's Grizzly Adams with a tambourine.
No,
Mhm.
no. He is clean shaven. Gaze upon his icon and his character icon. That's what he looks
You
like.
are kind of
Why does his icon
Yeah.
look sweaty?
because he's working.
Dude, I'm shaking
like
this tambourine. I am
moist.
working myself.
I mean, look at Brogger. He looks insane.
All right.
Actually,
So-
That's called glow. You might want to learn something about glow.
you need to shave, dude. You're crusty.
yeah. Why don't you have any glow, artists? You
Like you're
look
like, I have a
fucking
full
fine.
beard, and then my picture is what I look like. This is a fucking clean shaven motherfucker.
Yep. Just wanted to make it easy for everybody.
No mixed messages here.
Nope.
All right. So, existential crisis going on with Bard. What is the Salty Six to do right now? What's the plan?
We're heading back, and we're gonna try to. Let's see. We've got our two targets, right? We've got Scram and we've got Angelina Poppers. We don't really know a whole lot about either, but we know that they're connected to the class, right? So we just pick one and try to. Or I mean, were they together at the bar? I don't remember.
They were
Brian,
at
I
their
thought they
own
were.
table, yes.
Okay, so I mean, we're gonna have to talk to both of them, I guess. So come up with a
So,
method for doing that.
Maybe instead of all of us go bombard them, we just take a couple of people, like maybe 2 people.
I think
go.
Brogger and Kirill, yeah. And I'll let you lead Kirill, and Brogger will be kind of your backup. But
How about
Or you want me to
somebody
lead?
with a little bit more charisma?
I think I'm your number 2 in the group, but it could be Zal.
For
You
charisma?
got this, Brogger.
Actually. I think it was
You've been-
Arnos.
You've been like.
Oh, I forgot. Ardos does have much higher, I think.
I have all of the charisma.
Yeah, but what are
Yeah.
you at? What's your charisma, dick shit?
Um,
You know,
Dick
we can go into the
Alright.
bar.
it's
shit.
19.
All right, well, I'm gonna step back.
Do you have
for a
any?
second.
Do you have any add-ons to that? A plus anything?
It's like parts plus 5 or 6. So it's
19 plus 4.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
exactly what I have. I think that you and I are the best suited
Mhm.
to do this.
I would say so.
I'm gonna go get a beer at the bar when I get there. Large one.
I mean, we're probably not the best suited, but probably the best suited. So it's gonna be
We're also the squishiest.
probably.
Charisma and squishiness go hand in hand.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you're not gonna get squished. You just gotta talk your way through it. It's gonna be great.
Yep, it's gonna be awesome. And we're not gonna need any coaching at all. So there's that. All right. Let's go get him, Martis.
Sure.
I'm definitely getting a drink at the bar with Brogger.
Oh yeah, drink time, baby. We're getting drunk. I'm down.
And the tokens are not locked, so go right ahead. Move on up.
Kirill's already there.
Ooh, yeah, I'm gonna get
He's like
next
already
to
next to these.
Angelina. You can get next to Scrunt.
Without drinks, you approach.
Ooh. Yep, we did that because we're waiting on the barmaid.
Did indeed do that. So you walk up immediately upon walking into the room. You walk
It's
up
an
and sit
option.
down at the table.
It's an option.
What do you say?
I do have a beard.
Does it make a difference?
I ask.
I'm stalling for
Is that what
time.
you say to them, like up front, like right up front, like I have a beard?
No,
Oh, okay.
I say,
Just
I
making
say,
sure.
That would be hilarious.
good evening to both of you, and my compatriot. And I do. I'm gonna say, may we buy you some drinks? What is it that you're drinking? We'd love to.
That is
buy you some
exactly what I would
drinks.
have said as well. So good call.
Screaming a very thick Cockney accent that I'm not going to try. He says, "What do you want?"
What do you want?
Yeah, that's why I didn't try it.
An audience.
For what?
May we buy you a drink first?
No. For what?
Ardos just gets straight to the point. It's like, we hear you're the right person to talk to about Broomstone.
The guy looks directly at Ardos
And Ardos is looking directly at him.
and then looks back at Poppers and looks back at Ardos and says, "I don't know what you're talking about," and begins to back away from the table.
And I say, whoa, my good fellow, my friend here speaks a little loosely.
I'd say so.
May we please buy you a drink, and we'll restart our acquaintance.
And not if you keep talking the way this guy's talking.
Yeah, I promise that won't happen.
Okay. What do you want?
Anywhere away from the table, just go.
Just go to the keg, dude. Yeah.
We're tapping his keg down here. So
Brogger and Vondel are tapping.
keg
gigantic
stands.
As Ardos walks over to the keg, Kirill can continue his conversation.
I apologize for my companion's straightforwardness.
Who?
Though he may not have very good conversational skills.
Can you hear me?
I won't
There
beat
you are.
around the bush. I won't beat around the bush and tell you or that this is anything than that. We have done some business here in town before, and we were given an anonymous you were recommended to us anonymously, and I can't share that with you. But we are looking to get 50 pounds of brimstone.
Huh. Okay. For what? If I did have it, which I'm not saying I do, what exactly do you need that much brimstone for? Well,
At this point, Ardos.
what exactly do
I
you
can
need that
give you-
much stuff for?
I can give you
Come back.
a long story. I can give you a short story. But it is.
Give me
a
the in
very-
between.
You need it to get an airship operated. And to travel someplace
A
for
circus.
something of great importance. So the short of it is that we need it to operate an airship. The medium or long of it is that it is of a great importance to us, and we need to get this airship operational ASAP so that we can leave ASAP. So have I made a mistake in talking to you about this?
Well, it sounds very similar to a previous offer that had been made to me before my pants were set on fire.
Pants set on? Ardos looks
This-
very confused.
This sounds like
Who
an
would set
interesting
your
tale.
pants on fire?
Well, it sounds like you know Sprox.
We do.
Maybe not as well as you do.
So is this in an effort to help out Sprox?
This is in an effort to help out Sprox to ultimately just help out ourselves. Sprox is a means to an end, as is the brimstone, to be honest.
You need brimstone. Sprox set my pants on fire. And you want to
This
get
doesn't
brimstone
surprise
for
me.
Brox.
This does not surprise me.
Oh. It did me at the time.
I haven't known Sprox very long, but Sprox is quite a character.
Okay. All right. You want 50 pounds of brimstone.
Yes.
What do I get in return for it?
Well, as I've been open and fair with you, I guess you name your price, and
Is it gold that you
we
need?
can
What
go
do you
from there.
need?
Name your price.
I want the talking head that Sprox has on the ship.
Excuse me?
I want the talking head that Sprox has on the ship.
What talking head?
He looks over at Carol. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Talking head.
The Warforged individual that she was pumping for information when you saw her outside the Lushgut Temple.
Well, we could certainly discuss this with Sprox.
No, I don't want it discussed with her. I just want it taken.
What are you going to do with it?
Why specifically do you want it taken?
Payback?
For the pants?
Yep.
You understand that this puts us in a very precarious situation.
Yep.
I mean, I can just buy you some pants, sir. That's very easy. Nice pants.
It's more the reason behind why I want it, not the pants themselves.
All right. This is a very tall request, as is ours. I understand. How long is this brimstone available?
Well, you want a massive chunk of brimstone. I only have a finite quantity. Not exactly breaking on the doors, but you want a big chunk. If you want that guaranteed amount, you might want to act quickly, because I'm not going to wait around.
When can we meet back up with you to make a deal?
I'll give you 2 days.
How can I contact you?
I'll be here. This time, 2 days. You bring me the head in a bag, and I'll direct you to where the brimstone can be picked up.
So
This
it's
isn't
not a direct transaction between us and the brimstone. You just send us where it is.
You want to carry an illegal substance all the way through the city of Amman?
There seems to be.
And you want me to give you the secret place where I'm keeping my illegal substance 2 days before I'm supposed to give it to you?
No, I was
There
thinking maybe we could meet in the middle somewhere, and
There can be no deal unless we meet you with the talking head where the brimstone is.
that is what I was insinuating.
I'll meet you here in 2 days. Have the head with you. Make a persuasion check. I'll let it go. This guy, make a persuasion check. You can
Which
do it
one?
with advantage since both of you are there, or one of you can roll and the other can roll.
I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
Good
You
duo.
can do that
I'll
with
roll another one.
with
Fuck it.
with advantage.
Yeah, roll another one. Fuck it. See if you get that 20.
20,
The
20,
poop,
20.
Poop
Nope.
Brown's working for you.
Pooh Brown is doing work.
Brown is alright.
Poop Brown's all right. Poop Brown's all right. All right. I'll meet you here. 2 days. Bring the head with you. You don't have to give it to me beforehand, but I just have to see that you got it. And I'll lead you to where we store it.
Fair enough. We will see you here in 2 days, and you will be able to see the head.
You think you can get here sooner than that?
Is there a way that I can get in touch with you if I...
I don't
No.
know if we
No.
do.
It's up to you. You're the ones who have to get it.
Let's stick with 2 days. That's your time frame.
1 day.
2 days it is.
1 day.
1 day.
We are in a bit of a time crunch, so 1 day does also work for us.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go. He stands up and walks out. Popper stands up, who's been silent the whole time, walks out with him.
Keg stand in the back. Yeah.
I
Drink it, drink it, drink
would like to casually, after they walk out the door, I want to follow them out by myself, and I tell Ardos, stay here.
Ardos
All right.
gives him the nod.
So you're following them out into the street?
Yeah, I give them 5 seconds after the door's closed.
Okay.
Join the
Make a
party.
stealth
And
check
then
on your way out.
Ardos kind of sees what he's doing and touches his hand and gives him guidance. Can I
All right.
do... Where's my fucking thing? There it is.
Do it. Do it.
We
Guide him in the butt.
How do I fucking target? Yeah, targets Carol.
Control click.
Guidance given to
You
Carol.
have been guided.
Guidance, yes.
And I gave myself a bardic inspiration also.
Love it.
Alright. So stealth check.
Yup.
Well, I'm not good.
Too shabby.
Is that stealthy? I don't
You
know. Was that good?
that was good. I would say that's good. It's the highest like point total you can get without like
Getting a nat
actually
20.
rolling a nat 20. Yeah, exactly. Or one of the highest point totals you can get. So congratulations.
Do I get a
You've beaten
parade?
D&D. You have
The
beaten
game is
D&D.
over. We have
Game is
won.
done.
Parade!
We're
Here comes the
declared, guys.
parade.
It took 2 years, but 3 years.
For
But
he
we
is a jolly good fellow. Okay.
So you head out into the street, and I won't make you roll an investigation check to try and find him with that kind of a roll, but you wait for the door to shut, and you stealthily open it without the standard creak. You press against the door in certain ways to try and make sure that the hinges are just not creaking the way they normally would swing free, and you're able to quietly sneak out into the street. It is the
Call it making
evening.
love to the door. by the
Yeah,
way.
pretty much. It's the evening time, so a little less like day-to-day hustle and bustle, a little more drunkard hustle bustle. But you do happen to see them and are able to follow them, and they are none the wiser at this point in time.
Cool. My goal is to obviously hang back and stay out of sight. So as I'm moving behind them, I want to take the jacket that I scored from the fancy dancy clerk or at the hotel.
At the
At
hotel.
the orgy hotel. Yeah.
Yep. That's exactly
Um,
the term I was going to use, and I did not. So there you go.
Yep. Sorry. Fondle.
You're fine. I
He's
just held back for
AFK.
whatever
He
reason.
doesn't even know, so fine. I was saying for his YouTube subscribers. So yeah, I have that on, and in my disguise kit, I also have a hat that I put on. Give it as
Okay,
a
do it.
larger than a fedora, but not like a 10-gallon cowboy hat.
Sombrero.
Something enough that would shade my face as if I can point my face down. So yeah, some sort of a top hat without a super big
Older.
top on it. Yeah.
Okay. And you're trying to be stealthy with this?
Yeah, I mean, I have that jacket at my disposal, I assume, and a hat is really easy to put on.
You're not wrong.
So, and I continue to follow.
Okay.
Wait, before I go too far, I should probably keep my crew knowing what I'm doing. So,
Nah, dude, I'm good. I'm drunk.
do,
Cannonball.
message. So that's 120 feet. So as soon as I like walk out the door and start like getting myself straight and knowing that I'm confidently am behind them and they have not detected me, I
What?
cast a message to Vondel and I let him know that I'm following them and that he should also come with the rest of the group and be a ways behind me. But I will contact him again. But they need to stay. They need to. They basically need to be in sight of me.
Let's say, don't you need to be in line of sight for a message too? I think sending is what you don't have to be in line of sight for.
No, it says
You are
message. It's
sending.
not.
No.
No, it just says within range. And the range is 120 feet.
Oh yeah, you cast spell through solid objects if you're familiar with the target. All right, sweet,
Wow, that's
Yep.
fucking awesome.
cool. I learned something today.
So yeah, and that's a cantrip. So I can continually message. But I don't think I can get a message back.
No.
Correct. That's sending.
So I send that to Vondel and I say you need to be able to effectively see me in order to for me to communicate. And what is that? Since we all have dark vision, was that like 1,000 yards?
Yeah, we see everything. I see everything.
We see
60
all.
Is it 60 feet? Ryan?
Is 60 feet?
Yeah.
I believe so.
Yeah, dark vision 60 feet.
Yes.
All right, so then they need to be at least 60 feet behind me, and I move on.
Now the question is, if we have to be 60 feet behind you, do we need to be as stealthy?
Yes.
Well,
Doesn't hurt.
Because you
how
you
stealthy
got
do they need to be? Because I'm the if I'm 60, there's 120 feet between you and them. If I need to be 60 feet to have dark vision to see them,
oh, okay, that's perfect.
and
I
you're
just
60
wanted
feet
an
behind
idea.
me, then it's up to the DM of how stealthy 120 feet needs to be.
I mean, you are trying to sneak on sneakers, so sneaky sneaks.
Are
I
they
got an
sneaky?
idea. I got an idea. Okay, so I get the message from Kuro, and I let my two drunk buddies know, hey, we gotta go get the dumbass at the table.
On it. Wait, do we though? Can we leave? him?
Kuro said we need to follow him. He's right now following Angelina and Scrim.
Nope.
Oh shit.
And then I look
Okay.
at,
Go.
but we need to stay 60 feet behind him. And I look at Zal, and I was like, hey, do you still have that spell that makes us sneaky?
Oh yeah. Pass without trace. Do it.
Great question. I did a lot of contemplating of my spells recently.
Oh no, you didn't.
Turns out
Oh my god.
I do have it.
Oh, my man.
Oh
My
man.
man.
Bragger about Pete's plate. So
So
Perfect.
yeah, it's all cast.
Sorry. What did? Well, I guess I probably wouldn't know.
It's all casts as soon as we all kind of leave the bar. It's all cast pass without a trace.
whew. Feeling better.
It just makes us a little bit more sneaky.
Oh, it helps a lot with Bragger. Let's not deny it all. I can still
Alright,
fuck
so-
up with advantage.
The sneaking continues.
The snecking continues.
Let us sneak. We are sneaking on him and he's sneaking on them. So it's a double sneak maneuver.
And we sneak in. Sneak in.
Here we go.
I like this. Bragger's very much approving of
Alright.
this.
So I would like you all to do a group stealth check. Sans Carol. Everybody who's not with Carol.
Sans Kiro.
I think I'm okay.
Did you say
Oh,
with
I did drop a
advantage? Oh
20.
wait, no, never mind. I'm sorry.
Nope, so everybody rolls their stealth check.
Oh yeah, sorry. I'm
Fondle
practicing.
is
Net
stealthy
20.
as fuck.
Fondle
Oh,
is
yeah.
Jesus,
stealthy
man.
as fuck. The nat 20
Sneaky
Everyone
motherfucker.
gets
makes up for the
You are
4.
such a
to it.
sneaky bastard.
That was close.
Think
It was
we're
almost
okay.
13 there.
I
Yeah.
think we're okay.
So ultimately, it's like an 18, I think, since you're wearing heavy armor. But still,
it's an 18.
makes up for it. Makes up for it. So, you all leave the bar shortly thereafter. After Carol leaves, and he's so stealthy you could barely see him. But he put on this big hat that you're kind of okay. That's Carol. We're good. So you find him, and you're able to stealthily move through the streets, blending in pretty well. Not like, Scooby Doo style sneaking. Like you're actually doing pretty good.
Oh, I don't know that Brogger knows anything other than Scooby Doo. So
Well,
Jinkies.
you're doing pretty good so far.
Almost on a clue.
Then so the two, Carol, this is now you. So everybody's behind you and they're tracking you. I want you to make a perception check as they are moving into a more crowded area.
Oh no. Yeah.
you have guidance and
You have Bardic
Oh.
Inspiration.
inspiration. Yeah.
Guidance.
Yeah.
Guidance is gone. He's already
Great.
used that, but Bardic Inspiration he's got. It's a
Nine,
D6,
8.
D8, yeah.
And
All right, so 11. It's tough. You do happen to lose them in the crowd, and you cannot make them out.
shit fuck.
Well,
All right, bye, Bree. News to me. All right. I'm out on my patio. All right. So I've lost track of them. I still want to continue to move forward and see if I can find any of them. But I still want to make sure that I'm keeping that 60-foot buffer in between myself and the group. And since I have that obvious hat on, they should know who they're looking for, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So you keep that 60-foot buffer. They see the hat. No worries. And you're still looking. Are you trying to get back in line with their trail? Like, what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I'm trying to pick up the trail that I lost.
you got this.
I had a visual on them, so I am. And you said this is a crowded marketplace.
It's not a marketplace. I mean, it's evening time. You're in kind of a a tavern type district, so it's just more drunkardly packed.
So, what are the possibilities? Or is there like a right alley, a left alley? Could they have sped up? What are my options here? What am I seeing?
I mean, you could do an investigation check if you tell me what you're looking for. The type of thing you're looking for.
I'm looking for them specifically, but since I don't know, I can't see them. I'm looking for a direction that would make the most sense as I was following them. So, if did we go around a corner and I missed them, or lost them in a crowd?
Yeah, crowd of people is more or less where you lost them.
Okay, so whatever direction that they were heading in when I last saw them and lost them in a crowd, or yeah. Um, well, okay, so where the crowd was and maybe 10 feet above the crowd, was there like an alley to the left? Is there an alley to the right? Are there storefronts? Is
There's
there anything?
various inns and things like that. There are a couple alleyways. Nothing that really jumps out at you and be like, oh, they definitely went this way though. Not with you're just kind of looking around.
Okay, so I am for an investigation check. I'm looking to see if I see any doors closing or opening, or obviously like with the timing of when I was behind them and last I saw them,
Okay.
what would make sense.
You can make an investigation check if you'd like.
Oh, that's good. All right, boys, pack it up.
You got nothing. It's you have lost them in the crowd.
Yep. And so
The trail's gone cold, sir.
I messaged back to Vondel. They're gone.
I get the message, and I relay it to everyone else, and I say, back to the bar!
Yep, good plan.
And I say, hey, before you guys go anywhere, wait for me to return to you. And I return to them. And I say, hey, maybe it's not a great idea to go back to that bar where we had so many eyes on us and we just all left and kind of were following these people. Maybe we should go someplace else. Deal with them low-key.
Probably good plan because we left without paying after drinking most of that keg. So, yep.
No, we would have settled up our tab.
Wrong.
I don't think you had time to.
Nope.
But that's up to the DM.
You were there a while you were talking.
It's actually pretty hilarious, the idea of them just getting up and walking out.
Actually, there's no such thing as a tab, as we've always paid for. Everything's been
we paid up front.
Transactional, yeah. It's always been transactional. So
us having to go back to the bar to meet them at a place that.
So are we not going back to the bar then? I guess.
I would advise. I don't think it's the greatest idea. It's all that Kirill's saying. He's just saying, well, if these guys were watching us, and they knew that we were watching them, and
True.
we made this bold move and it didn't pay off, maybe we should go someplace else.
And we don't really know what y'all talked about, but we can assume you told us. And yeah, we're on a time limit, right? So.
All right.
I defer. That's just my logic.
I have to take a leak really quick, so I will be
Nice.
back.
Ooh, we can have some meta
We can
time.
have some meta discussion.
Oh, come on, meta guys, let's go.
Well, I'm gonna pee off my porch. You're just not gonna hear me, and I'll chime in when I need to.
Very fair. I mean, we're going back to Sprox, right? We got to crash there anyways, so.
I mean, we got to steal that head too. Oh.
Well, we don't have to. I mean, I don't think we should steal from Sprox personally.
Well, how else are we gonna get the broomstone?
Well, I mean, we don't have to do it that way. We can, tell Sprox what we learned, and maybe she'll have an idea for how we can, manage to do this a different way.
Yeah, I mean, it is the ship that we're gonna need to take on the mission. So
Yeah.
Let's steal something from one of its, chief operators. And
you realize what head that is, right?
Yeah, it's related to the mind flayers, right?
No, that's the one that blew up the ship.
Yeah, that's
put
the
it
one
in
that
its
blew up the
current
freaking
state.
ship, man.
And we used it. We used it
Okay.
to help us learn more. I think it was Kirill who got it to start talking.
Yeah, something.
So,
So-
commune with
yeah.
the dead.
And it wasn't mind flayers? I thought it was.
No,
It wasn't mind
it's not a
flayers.
mind flare.
Oh.
It's
Okay,
what
sorry.
Dr. Boom is.
It's
like
a
How
Warforged
long ago was it that we?
Yeah, I was gonna say
were-
this has been a bit,
automatron,
right?
essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, how long ago was it that we encountered this,
Shit, it was like a
this
year
head?
ago.
Because there's a. I don't
A
think
long
so.
time ago. But also, wait.
I don't
No,
remember
by
much
game
about it.
game
so-
time. The reason why I ask is that if because the commune with dead spell has like a limitation of how long they've been dead.
Right.
So that's why I asked. So if we can recommune with it, we might be able to understand why
You'd want
it
it?
would be sorted out, or
Well, didn't Sprock say that
Ghostbusters
she
really
was
had
getting
that.
help with repairing their crystals? With
I
the
guess my
broomstone?
biggest
I thought it
How
was still
does this guy-
around. That's what I thought.
How
It
did this guy
still
even know that
is.
she had it?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
what
she's
thought.
I think she's using it to help her with the crystals is my best guess.
I still want to know how the hell this guy knows she has it.
I mean,
Well, I mean,
Carrying it around with her at the freaking bar? Like, who is this guy?
well, you
he's
guys
the class.
yeah. I mean,
They like trade in
Brian
information.
Brian could be listening to us right now, so we'll come up with a strategy on the head.
I just got back, so
don't you
I
remember
was
what-
not
of
listening
course
to
you
you.
did. Yeah,
Don't you,
right.
But here's
Yeah,
the thing.
just
Don't
go
you
back.
remember
Wasn't
what?
listening.
I
mostly
heard
just-
I heard you accuse me of listening as soon as I chimed back in. I was like, well, maybe I do stay on silent since
Well,
they
my
think I am
accus-
anyways.
My accusation was not incorrect.
We
So-
did not meta in the slightest. 'Cause
as
we're
as
all
we're,
remembering
as we're
shit.
talking and remembering things in the conversation, don't you remember when Scrim talked about the Warforged individual we saw with her outside Lushgut Temple?
Okay.
That was me. That wasn't him saying it. That was
Yeah,
that was
I think you had kind
me
of given
saying
us
that.
some insight
That wasn't
into
him
something
telling
that
me.
we should have or could have remembered.
It's been like a year and a half.
No, I knew. Well, I knew the Warforged individual. I got that, but I thought that was part of like he knew that.
No. That was DM reminding in the moment.
Okay,
Yeah.
I deleted it on my
Two
notes 'cause then
individuals that it seemed like did not know what was
that
going
makes
on.
sense.
Most
knew
of
it
us
was
didn't remember that. So
I remembered it.
Of course you did. So,
I Raven wrote it on your freaking chat.
anyways, so I guess what we were discussing, how long ago in game time was it that we were on the airship? Not the most recent time, but actually when we were like on it, like, and then had that whole fiasco.
as previous passengers,
Yeah, like how long ago did that happen?
Shit,
couple
you're
weeks.
probably talking a couple months.
Say about
Okay.
2-3 months.
Yeah, I was gonna say about 2 months.
That's okay though.
11/6,
I mean,
2022. Not that I have the notes.
wait, not 2022,
Or
2021.
2020.
2020.
2020.
11/6/2020 to 12/6/2022 is when we were first introduced to the ship, which then would lead us to Lushgut Forest.
I mean, game time and real time, we all know is very different.
Very different.
I know. It's just a reference point.
That's crazy. That's a crazy throwback.
It is a throwback. Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. All right. So I guess we're headed back to a bar.
Back to Sprox, I think.
Yeah, we
Or
wanted to
are
go
we
back
going
to
to Sprox?
Rocks.
We might as well walk and talk as we're going to Sprox because we have to try to convince
Yeah.
her ass to give us that damn head.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I
that's the one that
guarantee-
I
Try to
have to
actually
do.
steal it, which is a terrible idea.
And I guarantee that was probably what he asked of her too.
Could be. Could be why she lit him on fire or whatever.
I want to know what he
I'm
wants to
gonna-
do with that thing.
I mean, there's
Give
no
myself-
reason to think that she would want to give it away in the first place, right? So it's more about just trying to figure out,
I
what.
was
I don't know.
I was really
So is
hoping we were
anyone-
still going to go with that
Give
flying
myself
carnival
another
idea.
inspiration. just in case.
What about the
So-
carnival idea?
So
Well,
does
I
anyone
just-
think of Sprox as the orange-haired person from Cowboy Bebop?
No,
So, anyways,
No?
that's Ed. He's
Yeah,
a child.
I think of Sprox as Ed.
Okay.
What were we saying, Burko?
Oh, I
Yeah.
just said I was hoping that we would go with the carnival idea, not relay that we knew Sprock, because I knew that it would cost us a lot more than we
Oh.
wanted to give.
Yeah. Well, I can't imagine that there's any other mini airships in the area that could need that
Yeah.
material, but who knows?
But that's what I mean.
He-
When we
worth
said
a
airship,
shot.
he knew what it was for.
There was no
Oh, well.
deception. Wasn't going to work very well against this gentleman.
There's no turning back. I mean, you don't know that.
I mean, we
Yeah.
could always do what Braga likes to do, is,
But we
Kill
should
it.
just head back and try to talk to Sprox and see if she'll give us the head. 'Cause we
or
don't have much of a
work with
choice.
her for another plan for how we can dupe them or something. She might
we
know
can
these
also-
guys, right? So,
We can also speak to the head again.
yeah, I guess.
Well, there's no there is no expiration date on that actually.
I don't think it's dead anyways, right? We don't think it is.
I mean,
It's
a machine
unlikely.
like that has some kind of soul.
Yeah.
Right.
So I guess we're heading
I
back to
mean-
the airship.
I think so.
All right. You guys head on back. Exit the city. It's a bit of a hike back to where the airship is. So by the time you get back, it's it's full on nighttime at this point, and it's pretty pitch black because there's no lights around. But you do see some lantern light on the ship and things like that. But you make your way back after about an hour and a half trek. You going to see Sprox?
I mean, we don't want to interrupt her if she's sleeping because we're about to be an asshole to her, but sure.
So you are going to wake her up, or you're going to wait till morning?
We're gonna wait till morning.
Yeah, I think it's the best idea.
I think that we're gonna just have to be honest with Sprox and say we have to.
Oh,
take
yeah,
this
we
in
have-
order
we
to
have
get
to.
the Moonstone.
Or-
there's no other way because
yeah.
we're gonna return with the Moonstone. She's like, "Where's this head?" And we're like, I'm not sure where that.
Oh, no, but we
thing
got
went."
Yeah, we're not
Moonstone.
gonna steal it from her at all. I mean,
Yeah, no, you
think
still
that's
gonna
even
give
in
us a
our-
ride? So, yeah, I think definitely waiting until morning probably is the best idea instead of breaking the bad news.
True.
So I guess I'll cast a Lehman's tiny hut and we'll take a long rest.
We're in the ship.
Yeah, why would we need to do that?
Can.
Well,
You get
Yeah,
spells
why
back
not?
by the end of the day.
I can
Oh,
I
fuck
can
it.
get back some of the spells that I've already.
Let's do it.
we're cautious types after all. So
We are overly so to our own detriment most times.
not yet. We're not dead.
This is
All
true.
In that case, I cast Misty Step to travel 2 feet and be like, poof! Look at me now!
See, nailed it.
Spell back!
Yeah,
Who knew?
yeah.
It's
Get your stupid spells out now. And,
It's the right, it's the right decision.
Ardos cast Vortex Warp on Kirill.
Don't know what that does.
Alright, we're sleeping and we're getting up. I don't think we need.
I move Kirill 5 feet to the left.
We don't need watches. So we'll not. do
Yeah, I
that.
don't think you need watches on the ship. Although you could if you wanted.
Eh,
See what you may see.
I think we'll be okay.
Oh, that might
Kirill,
be
Kirill
good.
just failed his saves.
Yeah,
I think we should do watches to
I-
see what we may see.
Oh my god,
yeah,
you
I
guys!
agree with that.
All
I
right,
agree with that.
Brogger takes first watch then because he does not want to interrupt his sleep.
Do we know exactly where this talking head is at since we have revisited the ship?
Yeah, I mean it's in the back of the ship. So you go, yeah, exactly. Empress Brox's basically workshop.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, who wants to take first watch with Brogger?
I will.
Ardos will.
Brogger's not happy, but he accepts this.
I'll take
Come,
second
Ardos.
watch with whoever.
All right. Go ahead and make some perception checks as you're doing your watches.
All right.
Okay, hold on. Why did it go away?
Bad.
What the fuck? There it goes.
Click on the button.
Perception. Oh, that's one of my best skills. Oh my god.
No, it's not.
What? Yeah, it's not good. But, you know.
Nat 1, baby.
It is certainly.
I might
even
have
worse.
fallen on my ass, so there we go.
Yeah, Brogger actually falls asleep during his his shift.
Ardos
I
looks
told you
over.
guys
One
we didn't.
job.
I told you we didn't need.
One
didn't-
job.
We didn't need watches. I told you I'm sleeping, bitches.
Can Ardos wake him up rudely?
You can't.
I mean, you absolutely could if you would like.
Ooh, yes. This is my moment.
I'm gonna need that burger
Ardos,
to still happen.
It sees that Brogger has fallen asleep, and shoots a tiny little flame out of his foot and lights his foot on fire, slightly. And,
Whoa.
tiny little
Hero's
fire.
wondering why one of you rolled a perception check and one of you rolled a nature check.
It doesn't matter.
That is a good question.
Oh yeah,
Well, I was on
goddamn nature
perception,
check.
but
Impressive.
there's something weird with my app right now. What did it do this time? Did it do nature again? It did nature again.
It did nature again.
Okay, well, apparently my mouse is... Alright.
on the
What
Mac.
happens when you click nature?
That's nature again.
Okay, so if I could show you where my mouse is...
So yeah, what happens when you click nature? Perception.
Okay,
is-
so I actually put my mouse over performance to get that to work. So
Huh.
You did,
Well,
in fact,
the
roll
good
a
news
nat
is
one.
that
I
when you
rolled the same goddamn thing.
You rolled a nat 1 when you actually rolled perception
I
too, so
did
the story
great.
doesn't change.
So I'm going to sleep, okay?
And apparently you get set on fire as well by Ardos.
Yeah,
Uh,
Ardos puts his foot on fire.
So... that's rude.
That's rude.
But it doesn't wake him up.
It
As he's
doesn't? That's
clearly
not your
drunk.
definitive decision.
Absolutely
Um,
not. You're dead to
he-
the world.
He's,
Alright,
he's,
so
he's
you-
so drunk,
you-
and then Ardos just shoots a blast of a small eldritch blast out of his hand to
So next
put out,
week...
to put out the fire, and
Ben is
Brogger has
DM.
literally no idea.
Ben's getting TK'd.
Okay.
All right.
So,
Can we,
do I get
can
a
we just
reaction?
No,
Can
you're
we
not. You're
just
still
go-
asleep.
No,
can we
I
just
definitely...
get through this?
Can we just get through the watch,
It's a long
please?
rest, guys. It's a long
Yes.
rest. Fucking A. Come on. Moving along.
Okay. Does anything? DM.
Nope.
All
You
right,
see nothing.
We are
I'm going back to sleep.
ship. You are
with
asleep.
with my slightly burnt foot.
Singed foot hair.
I will
Alright,
not
who's second
forget
watch?
it though. So
Still asleep.
Who is the second watch?
I'll do second watch.
I'm assuming that they're just like sitting next to sleeping Brogger while he's.
Hero will
Ben,
do it
shut up.
by himself.
Okay.
To
For third
leave Zal, Zal and Vondel for third watch.
Sounds
I'll
good.
do second watch by myself.
Okay.
Okay. So Kirill does second watch. Go ahead and roll a perception check. 19. So you're trying to keep your eyes open. You're pretty, you've been pretty amped all day about the mark on the back of your neck. And you just keep, rubbing the back of your head. And as you have your head tilted in one direction, you notice some movement off the side of the ship. It's something is there and then suddenly it's not. You can't make out what or who or anything like that, but something was definitely off the side of the ship and then is not there anymore.
Okay. I would like to quietly move over to the side of the ship, assuming that we're all in the middle of the ship, so I can't see
Right.
over the railing towards
Correct.
the ground. Okay. So yeah, I would I want to do that.
So you're going to go over to the side of the ship?
Yes, very quietly, very stealthily.
Okay, go ahead and make a stealth check.
No problem.
Okay. So you stealthily creep over there as stealthily as you feel you can. You see nothing.
Okay. I would remind the DM at this point that I have night vision.
You see nothing.
Sorry.
I'm not sure if you know how night vision works in cars.
Yeah, I feel like that we might need to re-explain to you how night vision works, Brian.
I feel
Off
like
topic.
I need the explanation.
It
Been getting
works
the
however you
explanation
like.
for almost 4 years now. I'm pretty sure I'm good.
All right. So yeah, I mean, I'm like, well, fuck. That's 2 times today that I lost. Yeah. So yeah, the next 2 that are up would be Vondel and Zal, assuming that everything goes.
Yep.
And
we
I
are.
told them what I saw and the area that I saw it in. But say,
You didn't
even
see what it
with
was?
yeah, I mean, I have amazing vision, but still, could not see what it was. But it was
Through time itself.
it was there was I saw something move. How far up in the air are we? Are we on the ground? How high up are we?
I mean, you're imagine on a large wooden ship that just happens to fly in the air, but this thing is grounded right now.
Okay, perfect. So, I explained basically from my vantage point where I saw the movement and moved towards that and could not figure out where or what it was, but saw something and say, "Good night, guys. Thanks. Good luck."
Thanks. We'll keep an eye out.
Thanks, man.
And then I turn to Zal and I say, "Is this tattoo still here?" And point to the back of my neck.
I don't know. You gotta duck down.
I duck down. I say, "Oh, sorry, forgot about that."
Awkward.
Yeah, no, it's still there. It looks like a mustache for sure.
Golden mustache.
And yep.
You don't remember that,
So-
huh? I feel like that would hurt. How do you not remember it? That's right on your head.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I've lived a hard life, my friend.
Well, maybe we can track down this guy.
Maybe he'll have a
They might
liver
have some
transplant
information.
for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the 15 tattoos that I have. So
Remember the other ones?
oddly enough, yes.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So yeah, I'm gonna hit the head.
Round 3.
Fight.
You guys go ahead and roll perception checks for your long rest.
Ha!
Perceptive as
Ha!
motherfucker.
Perceptive as
Perceptive
Kids,
bitches!
ask these assholes
We
because
just
they
roll
are
the
so
same number these days.
Just hanging out.
Oh my
rolling,
God.
just
Exactly,
being
man.
perceptive
We,
of
um,
everything.
Vibing.
It's
color
raining
y'all use?
perception.
Hacked into the
Purple
Fancy
and
Grounds
green.
network.
All
and
right.
Straight vibing right now.
Yeah,
So
this is not Brager's method, so
you guys are setting
Shut up,
you're on
Persona
high
Sleep.
alert from Kirill's warning, and you two on different sides of the ship see movement, as though like a person is like darting as soon as your eyes turn in their direction, darting away or dropping down the side. But yeah, you definitely see it.
And do we any details like?
Nope.
Okay. Just like
Not
we see the.
black figures.
All right. And there are multiple black figures.
Vondel looked to one side, you looked to another, and you both saw somebody.
Okay, got it. Fondle. I saw a dude, man.
Dude, I saw a dude too.
What's that about?
I have no clue.
I thought Kirill was just pulling our chain, really.
I did too. Should we maybe, wake him and try to see what's going on, or no?
They're just like on the outside of the ship.
Right.
Is there only one entrance, like to the lower areas of the ship? Like, do you have to get on the deck to get down there? Is what I'm asking.
You're on mute, Brian, if you're talking.
yep.
Son of a bitch.
Hey there.
Yeah, there's a single hallway to the back off of the deck that goes between a couple rooms, and then a spiral staircase down.
Okay, so they would have to be on the deck for them to get down.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. Knowing this, we'll just say, Bondo, let's make sure they don't sneak down.
Okay.
So you
Then we
both
can
keeping an eye on the hallway. What are you doing?
Yeah, we're still on the deck, but keeping an eye on the just that one entrance to the hall. The
Gotcha.
spiral
Gotcha.
staircase. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So for the rest of the night, you don't see anything else.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think
It
we should
is.
definitely tell Sprox when we talk to her.
Yeah, I think. Once daylight breaks, we'll convene with everyone else, and then we should probably go check out those bushes or that area, see if we can see something they may have dropped to give us a clue.
I like it. Let's try that.
Okay.
All right. So it is now morning. Several of you have seen something sketch going on the ship, and you've decided to go talk with Sprox for what appears to be multiple reasons,
Brager
Hey.
doesn't know what you're talking about, so
other than the burnt toe hair that he's got.
that's weird.
It's slightly strange, but
Yeah, when everyone
that's where we're
wakes
going
up,
to call it tonight.
we kind of tell everybody,
Yep,
and then thanks, B-Dog.
and we're going to call it for the
That's true.
night.
Oh man, that was
The mystery.
intense for sure.
It's a good one. It was good.
Yeah.
No one
Let's
died.
see what.
Campaign.
I'm not gonna be the charismatic one.
You
Yeah,
are
but
the
you are the
charismatic.
charismatic one.
We didn't
That's the
Yeah.
campaign.
choose life. Life chose us.
When Brian decides that he's ready to play and one of us takes on being a DM, I will guarantee you that I am not. I'm gonna be
Oh,
like a
yeah.
fighter.
I was gonna say, may I offer up a half-orc fighter as a solid non-talk option? So,
That's funny because I just had a guy I played softball with saying if we ever needed a sub DM or something. I was like, it was kind of weird. Like we were talking about D&D. It's like
We don't need a sub DM.
or
fuck.
if we
never.
if we were in a thing, he is a DM. So, but
punch him.
No, I mean it was nice. He didn't. It's fine. He was.
I really just need to
he's a
work
good
on
guy, good
my.
guy.
I need to work on my charisma somehow.
I mean, for a 4-year class, yeah, for sure.
Hey, Brian, did
How-
you
Wait, are
get
paladins
those
naturally
two
charismatic or
modules?
Yes.
not naturally charismatic?
What
Yeah,
was that?
generally you want high.
Did you get those
charisma.
two modules?
Can I
Sorry,
what?
were you just saying, Matt?
Did you buy those 2 modules?
Yes, I got. Well, I got the just the one. You wanted fizz bands, right?
Yeah, I thought that Ben also.
Oh yeah, I got Ben's too. Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I forgot to
Noise.
Get the
catch up with you and changing
Strixhaven.
my spell, but it's not important.
Yeah,
at
let's
all.
do that
I can wait.
next time.
Yeah, I can,
Yeah,
I can
just
wait
for the
till I
record.
level up. Yeah.
Behind the scenes, I was changing my spells during the long rest.